I got it.
Hello, welcome to Dog Hugs. So great to have you with us. And Geraldine, Robbie. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi, Spider.
Hi, Spider. Hi, Spider.
I'm waiting for the bark.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's
He
doing
just gets
well.
better every day, doesn't he?
Thank you
Like,
so
where's
much.
my snack?
You've been doing a good job of working with him, Geraldine. In fact, we'll get him started on his little event right now.
Oh, he is. Oh, now he's giving me he's reading me the riot act. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta ignore him for a second. Blocking, I'm upstaging. There he is. There's. All right, here we go.
He wants his 16 minutes of fame,
Yeah.
not his 15.
All right, all the way up, buddy. Come on, up you go.
He's so good. And we're wondering if he doesn't have a little tiny bit of maybe some kind of terrier in him. It's possible.
Yeah, I like that. You know.
I really think it's possible with his tenacity and some of the behaviors he's demonstrating.
Oh,
You
that's
said
hard.
a DNA test.
There you go, buddy.
It's about time for that. But I'm
You know
going
what?
to be
You could do a
meeting in person
DNA
pretty
test,
soon.
and not only was it guess his name, we can guess his breed.
Wow.
That's right.
I like that. I can't wait to meet Spider in person, which is going to happen in about
Right.
3 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we are going to do a socially distant live show with G-Dog here at the Laundry Lounge and
Very cool.
the studio facilities here.
That's going to be fun. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to spend some one-on-one time with Spider.
Oh, that'll be great. Hey, we've got our audience already chiming in. Hi, Carolina G.
I like that.
Welcome to Dog Hugs. Glad to have you with us today. So, pet holiday. We have a human pet holiday today to share with you because it has a unique pet twist.
It does.
Robbie,
It does.
share with them, share with the folks what the human pet holiday is.
The human pet holiday is National Food Safety Month. And because our pets are our families, we did a blog post about Pet Food Safety Month. And, we talked about what kinds of food, ask your vet for recommendations, decide what kind of protein you want to feed them, make sure you don't feed them too much. And you want to make sure that you're not leaving, like Geraldine said yesterday, you don't want to leave a dog food dish lying around with food in it from the morning and now it's the afternoon and it's been a hot day. You don't want your dog, what did you call it? Free feeding?
Yeah, I call it free feeding when you just leave the food out all day long and you just add to it whenever it looks a little low.
Yeah, you should clean your bowls.
Yeah, it's a challenge for many reasons. I mean, there's a safety hazard right there in terms of a lot of bugs are going to be attracted to that bowl and your pet's going to have an allergy to those bugs or those bugs are going to be parasitic to your pet. You have no idea. It could even be ants that bite and dogs can be allergic to ant bites. So or dust mites. There's so many possibilities. But when it comes right down to it, focusing on making sure the dog doesn't choke on it. It has ingredients that help heal, as well as probably most importantly, keeping it fresh and making sure it's not sitting out too long or not in the improper packaging, which is one thing I love about our guests today and one of the products that they have developed. Even the packaging helps keep it fresh. So when it gets to you, it is in the condition that your dog should be receiving it in, not something that's been sitting around for a long time, gotten old, or is bugs are attacking it.
It's really an excellent point both of you are making. I mean, the issue for me around food safety for me is choking. And I just tend to, eat too fast. And Spider, ends up doing a little bit of that as well. He inherited it from me. And so that kind of choking hazard is really, really important. We've got some other folks coming in. Hello, Saad. Hello. And Rachayita, I hope I'm saying your name somewhat correctly. And I apologize.
Rachayita, what a beautiful name.
Great to see you. And
welcome.
neighbor Nora Wakhui, I think you're saying is that a woohoo, Nora?
It's a woohoo.
I'll bet that's I will wave from your house. This is my neighbor Nora. Great. Yeah, when you're in town, Geraldine.
Definitely.
And we've got a hi from Claudia. Great to see you, Claudia. Shall we jump right into the big star of today's show?
We shall.
Okay.
Paula Peters and Dr. Joe Roetheli, who are two wonderful, and there are many more people on their team. We're highlighting two today who have actually not only has Dr. Joe Roetheli created a category, and Paula is really great at marketing and helping with all of the wonderment that surrounds their brand. But they're both here to join in with discussing also the safety issues of their products and safety issues in general, because Dr. Roetheli's been involved in so many aspects in many things that affect all of us as American citizens, as humans, as people that are what I'll call consumers is the best way to say it, because we eat, we're consumers. We put things into our bodies every day. And are those things safe? We were having a cute conversation the other day about my love for red licorice and how I know it's not safe for me to eat, but I certainly love it. I just limit how much I have. So let's welcome to the show Paula Peters and Dr. Joe Roetheli, and let's discuss a little bit about food safety and a little bit about Yummy Combs today. So welcome to the show, both of you. We'd love having you both here, all of your team. We'd love having you join us. So welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Glad to be here.
Thank
Love
you
it. And
so much. You know, Dr. Joe, I really consider you just an innovator and even a legend in the area of dog food and dog treat safety. You've just devoted so much of your career to that.
Well, thank you. I think it's very important. And as I've said and have been quoted numerous times too, I can exist without a dog, but I can't live without one. And if you don't include safety in that package of what you do for your dog, you're missing part of the potential longevity you have with your dog.
Amen.
Amen. And, you know, recalls happen. There's been, I think we decided in 2019, there were 9 companies that had safety food issue recalls surrounding pet food. I'm certain there were more than that in the people industry, but we blended our focus to pets today, and those things happen. So safe foods really do matter. But one thing that I love about your products, not only being inspired by really cool dogs, which we'll chat about in a minute, but I love the fact that not only are your ingredients safe, but the shape is safe. So let's talk a little bit about the Yummy Combs shape. And what we're going to discuss today in terms of Yummy Combs is it's a dental chew for pets. I call it Yummy Dental. It is a really great way to not only give your pet some healing and some super safe ingredients, but also a shape that helps keep their teeth clean, which obviously we all discuss clean teeth and heart health all the time.
Do we have a Yum Comb available to show the folks?
Of course we do. In fact,
we have a prototype of one. So this is larger than you feed your dog. But it does show up fairly well. And you can see it's hexagonal, and it has these ridges and pockets on both sides of the product. I'll let Paula tell you a little more about it.
Yes, so it was designed to be large and flat, and wide and flat, so that a dog would be encouraged to chew on a treat as opposed to gulping it, as some dogs do.
Can you hold up the model again and show what you mean by that, about chewing on the treat instead of gulping it?
So when a dog goes to chew on this treat, if you can imagine, their teeth go into the pockets, and the treat is designed so that the inside will floss between the teeth and scrape the teeth on a 360, all sides, to scrape off the tartar and plaque that's built up.
That's pretty brilliant. And
so there's no way for the dog to there's no way for it to just jump down its throat, because the minute its teeth go in, it's already starting to floss and it's already getting attracted to that chewing aspect. Well,
the truth is, some dogs can try and gulp, but Dr. Waitley is so incredibly smart about how he designed this, because they measured the size of a dog's oropharynx, which is the harder part of the beginning of the throat. And so the treat is larger than the size of the oropharynx if the treat is given to the right sized dog. So there's 5 different sizes of treats, and then each treat has its own weight classification of dogs it's appropriate to give it to.
So if it makes sense, giving the appropriate size to the appropriate size treat to the appropriate size dog, you're setting your dog up for a nice teeth cleaning with almost, a very low chance of any issues. You can have more faith in that. And what I'm a big fan of, though, when I discuss Yummy Combs, is how safe the ingredients are. I love the shape, and I think the shape is fun, and I think it does a really great job with their teeth. They're easily digested, easily chewed up and digested. They're not super simple. It takes a minute for them to chew, but they're not able to get lodged. And also the ingredients are so safe. So if there's anything else you want to say about the shape, please do. And then let's jump into some of the ingredient factors. That is really, to me, that's one of the I know the shape's awesome. I just love the ingredients.
You're talking about silicone.
Well, there are a couple of extra things on this. This very thin shape, these are the thickest parts on it. They're less than 2/10 of an inch thick. And so there's huge surface area to volume, so it dissolves faster than most treats would, or any treat of a different category, basically, or geometry. So they dissolve, but we also put an ingredient that we have named Slickum into the formula that helps it dissolve more quickly. So if a dog were to bite off a corner or something and it did get lodged in the throat, water, saliva, or gastric juices will start working on it very quickly to dissolve it.
Wow.
The second thing is, and fortunately we have a board-certified veterinary nutritionist who also has a PhD in physiology. When I basically first showed him this design, he said, "But Joe, you missed one thing." I said, "What's that?" He said, "You had holes all the way through. We need a floor in the middle of it so that the dog can't have his teeth go in so far that it damages the gums," which again would be a safety issue. So he put that in. Now,
Wow.
so this really has many factors that impact safety overall. Jellen mentioned the ingredients. The board-certified veterinary nutritionist who basically formulated this and has formulated many products over time has made this with ingredients that do many different things. For example, this product has 44% protein in it, and it's very, very high quality protein. Something that not many people think about is there's 2 pieces to protein, really, from my perspective at least. There's the quantity of protein you have and the quality. And if you take the percent protein in the formula times the biological value or net protein utilization value, similar numbers or percentages, you multiply those together, then you really have a very good measure and indicator of how good a quality protein is in a product. And in this, with 44% protein and it being very high quality animal proteins, we are very confident that this is the best quality protein product out there. And I would just about be willing to say not only of treats, but also of the pet foods, dog foods. Wow. So it's very high quality protein. Now, one of the things also about the proteins that goes right to the issue of long-term safety of foods is there's 20 amino acids in proteins, basically. And dogs must be fed 10 of those to survive long-term. And this product has all 20 of those amino acids in it. So it's got the ones that are required and the ones that dogs could synthesize otherwise. But the latter come along with the protein in its other sense. The other thing that Lon did that not many people do with pet treats is this is a complete and balanced product. Again, back to safety. Dogs need certain vitamins and minerals for long-term health. and they're all in this product in the right amounts. And that's what is called complete and balanced diet. So you have all the proteins and amino acids that are required in the right proportions. And it's a pretty good balancing act to make that happen.
I mean, a lot of people free feed, or I'm sorry, a lot of people make their own dog food or add to their dog food, and they don't realize that the product they're adding may throw the balance off of what they're actually giving their pet. So if they want to really feel good about giving their pet something, it should be something like a Yummy Comb. That way they know that what they're giving their pet is balanced and they're not throwing off the balance of other things they're giving to them. I believe that when you get off balance like that, especially if it has to do with putting too much human food on or something else to supplement, then you end up having a lot of intestinal issues with your pets. People will call me and say, why can't I get my pet to poop on schedule? Well, you're feeding your pet wrong. They're out of balance. And because of that, it's throwing off their system. So I love the fact that not only is it a safe item, it's also an item that can help heal some of the damage that has been done by the pets being out of balance for whatever number of months, years, weeks, days that they're out of balance. And it also leads to better behavior. That's why I love training with them, because I know the pets are balanced through what I'm utilizing, and I know that their behavior will be even better the next time I see them because I've not thrown their system off in any way. So
excellent point. I'm coming back for a moment to the dental benefits of it. Here's one of our audience members, Arale. My dog does not let me brush her teeth. It sounds like we've got an answer for Arale with Yummy Combs.
And a safe answer. That's the best part, a safe answer.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I have Archie, my new puppy, who is 9 weeks old. He weighs 5 pounds. And you're talking about all of the protein in there. That the Yummy Comb would not be a replacement for a meal, right?
Well, actually, we do not recommend Yummy Combs for dogs under 6 months of age.
Oh, okay. That's good.
But it actually, with the formula that we have for Yummy Combs, a dog could survive solely on Yummy Combs for an entire life.
Oh, wow.
It's that complete. It's got all the minerals, all the vitamins. It's got the amino acids, and the protein. So it could very well survive off of that full time.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, that must
Isn't that nice?
When it gets to be 6 months old.
Good. I mean, here it is, Dr. Joe, you have devoted your career to dog food safety and then now coming up with this product that does that and elevates it to the next level, that is now also complete nutrition as well.
Yes, when I started on this project, and it took me 5 years to basically get my slow mind to put all this stuff together.
You're
not very fast.
Very humble, my friend.
Slow mind.
But I basically had 6 things in mind that I said, I'd like to do these things because I think they will elevate the pet treat industry to a new level. And I think it does that. And basically those 6 things were, I want to deter gulping. I want to floss around the teeth, all the way around the teeth. I wanted to scrape the teeth to the gum line so we take off the calculus and tartar that over time can lead to periodontal disease, which can be a killer of dogs, actually. And
ruins their heart.
Right.
Yes.
Right, because the gum gets into the bloodstream.
Yes. And I wanted it to dissolve fast. I wanted the nutrient uptake to be rapid and efficient. And I also wanted to preserve the vitamins and minerals we put in, because you can, in fact, basically bake off or boil off some of the vitamins. They're volatile, and if you get high heats, you basically boil them off and you put them in the formula, but the dog doesn't get any value out of it that way. So with these very thin walls that we did with Yummy Combs that are less than 2/10 of an inch thick, we can bake this to process it very rapidly at low temperatures where we don't boil off the products. And so that was my whole theory about this product, and making it safe and nutritional for longer life and more enjoyment for the owner.
Well, and there's one other thing that we have failed to mention, and a lot of people may not realize this, but I know everyone out there has had to manage puppy or dog diarrhea at some point in their career of owning a pet, right? And
Yep.
there's actually an ingredient in Yummy Combs I love. It's called adipolgite clay. It is an inert substance that when it travels through the pet's intestines, it actually absorbs extra moisture, and that can help with diarrhea management. I know I have a border collie puppy, and man, my hands were sore for a while with cleaning up the diarrhea, managing it the other way, which is cleaning it up, right? Because there's only so many things you can give a puppy. So it was really nice to be able to, as he started getting older than 6 months, to be able to start managing his diarrhea with a Yummy Comb, as opposed to having to do it with pumpkin, or because sometimes he would just snub the pumpkin, like, I don't want it right now, or what have you. You can't force feed a dog pumpkin. I have never been able to even give a cat medication easily, so I can understand they don't want it. I'm not forcing them, but they never say no to a Yummy Comb. Never.
Tell us about tell us about that, the adipolgite clay and
Okay.
diarrhea. I mean, that is
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Well, if you think about, you mentioned cats, Geraldine. If you think about cat litter, much of the cat litter is basically a clay that absorbs moisture, okay?
Correct.
So this clay kind of works in the same way, but even better than you expressed. It can help with the diarrhea issue, but I have a wild theory, and this is not proven by any means, but if you look at the rate of cancer that has occurred in dogs over the last 50 years, it is absolutely frightening of how fast it is growing.
And
I
bone
grew up on a
cancers,
farm.
so
Go ahead.
many. No,
Yeah.
so many cancers. I'm agreeing. I'm just blown away.
Yeah, but think about this with me for a minute. Dogs used to, run around on the farm and chase the cattle for the farmer and all those kind of things. And what did they do when they were finished doing some of those jobs? They would lick their paws clean. And so they were getting basically clay and minerals from clay into their bodies. And I think the lack of having contact with the earth and being able to kind of lick and get some of those minerals is probably a key factor that ought to be looked at very closely in terms of cancer, because I think it's some of those very minor minerals that the dog doesn't get when they're not out there, that with clay bring into the body, and they can both be a mineral, but they also can be an absorbent. I kind of think of clay, and this is, again, philosophy of mine, not proven fact, but I think those clay minerals can chemically absorb and take free radical materials and pull it out of the body, and it goes out the back end of the dog. And if that is in fact true, this is tremendous.
I love how forward thinking you are with this. You come from this farm background, and you're bringing that farm background and just common sense into the 21st century as a scientist who creates hypotheses. That is just forward thinking. Thank you, Dr. Joe. You really make a difference in our world.
And as a minor, absolutely, as a minor little biochemist, I second that. I do believe that you are hitting the right aspect of how to deliver those toxins out of the system. They have to be attracted to something that pulls them out, and clay is one of those things. They're attracted to one another electrically, and also then it pulls that away. I use a lot of charcoal for flatulence for dogs. So if someone's like, my dog has gas, I'm like, well, you need to figure out why it has gas. But in the meantime, here are some charcoal pills for you to neutralize a little bit of that smelliness. So I think you're onto something, Matt, in a major way, and hope that you keep digging up the answer for that. I believe there are going to be quite a few people out there utilizing Yummy Combs that are going to actually probably help their pet mitigate cancer because of that. So
why did you choose the adipolgite clay instead of the charcoal, for example?
Basically, a couple reasons. I think that it relates directly to how dogs used to get their minerals that would do some of these things, but also there is some research results with adipolgite clay in other categories that were of great interest to me. I'll leave it at
Human categories?
that. Yeah, they would have similar effect in humans. Yes.
Very interesting.
I do a clay mask. That's one of the reasons I think I don't look my age. So I know it does something right.
If you think about all the uses of clay, it's pretty phenomenal.
It is. It's amazing. And we're so glad that you are, first of all, that you're just so brilliant with your forward thinking and always have been. You have been for 20 plus and more years. I'm just only aware of 20 some. I'm sure it's been 50 some of amazing discoveries. I think that's amazing. And I also love how you put your money where your mouth is when it comes to designing this.
Put your money where your dog's mouth is.
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Very, very good.
And you made it say from the tail to from the nose to the tail, or I'll say from the teeth to the tail. You made it safe for pets all the way across the board. To me, that means you really care. You were in it to win it all the way around. It's a win, 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 which I appreciate very much. And I really appreciate all that you both do for pets every day to help them live their best life.
Thank you, Dr. Joe and Paula. You know, on this show, we love, go ahead. You were going to say something?
No, I was just going to comment that we named the company Pet's Best Life for a very good reason. It is the name of the company, and it is, in fact, indeed, the mission of the company to do what is best for a pet's life. Thank you.
That's
absolutely fantastic. Anything else you'd like to add other than you're both awesome?
Well, we are screaming right up in the holiday season of Halloween. I think it's time to teach our dog a new treat. So
definitely. And can you tell us where else you can purchase Yummy Combs? I know that obviously people know I travel to a lot of independent pet stores across the country, as well as PetSmart and Petco, but would you let them know? I know where they're available. Will you let them know where they can pick up some Yummy Combs and try them?
Well, independent pet stores, as well as PetSmart, PetSmart.com, and your local vet.
And
perfect.
Soon on Amazon and Chewy.
Fantastic.
Even better. That's so wonderful.
As you know, Dr. Joe and Paula, on this show, we love to give shelter shout outs. And I know how important that is to all y'all. Who you got today for your shelter shout out?
Well, Kitty Cat Connections here in the Kansas City metro area cares and fosters and helps adopt homeless cats to local families.
Oh, that's really beautiful. And Robbie, I know you wanted to piggyback on that one as well.
I do. It's a new one for me, so I do want to go along with Kitty Cat Connections. I love the
name. And Dr. Joe, how about you?
I'll stick with Wayside Waifs here in Kansas City. It's a shelter that does a great job with rescuing dogs.
They sure do. You know, the last time I was in Kansas City, Geraldine took Robbie and I on a tour of Wayside Waifs.
It was amazing.
Yeah, Jeff Paul gave us a personal tour. It was outstanding.
Yeah. What you got, Geraldine?
And for my shelter shout out, although I always give a shout out to Wayside Waifs. Hey guys, hey. I also want to give a little shout out today to the Kansas City Pet Project, who also gave me a private tour this last Sunday of their new building. And I think Larry has a little picture of Carter. Carter gave my hubby and I a tour. So there we all are. We weren't socially distancing, but we were holding our breath while we took the picture. Anyway, they all have some great cats and dogs available for adoption. All three of these locations we're speaking of today in shelter shouting out. So please, if you're in the position where you can foster or adopt, jump right in. They have amazing pets. I was able to play with quite a few of them while I was there.
Oh, that is really beautiful. And I am going to go with a different kind of charity that Dr. Joe, you turned me on to the last time you were on the show, and that is Jim the Wonder Dog. Free show here. And And Dr. Jim, tell us briefly about Dr. Jim, excuse me, not Dr. Jim, Jim, Wonder Dog, Dr. Joe.
Well, Jim the Wonder Dog was a runt of a litter, and a gentleman down in Louisiana pulled a prank on his friend here in Missouri and sent by rail this young pup. And the railroad terminal called the new owner of the dog and said, "Hey, your dog's arrived." And the guy goes, "I don't have a dog. What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, he's sitting here in the crate. You better come pick him up." He turned out to be absolutely, in my mind, the most intuitive dog to ever exist on planet Earth. He could pick out people by colors of the dress. If his owner told him, "Go find the person in the red dress," he could do that. He could tell the dog to, if I had a toothache, who would I go to? And he would run over and sit down by a dentist. He could identify cars by license plates. He predicted before it ran the winner of the Kentucky Derby off of pieces of paper 7 years in a row. That's incredible. He also
How does that happen?
And
he also predicted the winner of the World Series and just many, many other things. A great book out there. It is called Jim the Wonder Dog.
yeah, and now there's a park and this beautiful statue and a museum and everything. Truly a Missouri legend.
As soon as COVID breaks, I'm going to be driving there for a tour, and we'll take some video and we'll share with y'all.
Fantastic. Well, as you folks know, on Dog Hugs, we love to give shout outs to those people in our lives and around the world who either make a difference or need a special blessing today or some gratitude. Is there somebody that's on your mind or on your heart today?
Well, I would call out Dr. Lon Lewis. I mentioned him, but not by name before. He's a board-certified veterinary nutritionist who formulated the product, came up with the center of what we call shelf in Yummy Combs, and he's been around the pet industry for nearly 50 years now, and he is one of Pet Age's industry icon winners this year. Geraldine was one last year, but Dr. Lon Lewis is in this October issue of Pet Age. You ought to look it up and see all the things that he has contributed to this industry.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
Paula, do you care to add anybody?
Our pets are like family, and so we have a golden doodle that just stole my heart as a pup, and his name's Yankee, so shout out to Yankee today.
Oh, that's really beautiful.
He's a Yankee Doodle. Did you get that?
Right, he's an all-American dog.
Beautiful.
Robbie?
Well, I'm going to do a shout out to Yummy Comb because when Archie is 6 months old, I'm going to get him some of those because right now I'm doing the finger toothbrush and I'm surprised I have any fingers left. I can't quite tell if he's loving it and playing or if he just wants to gnaw my fingers down to nubs because he's not liking it. So the idea that in a couple months I'll be able to give him something and keep my fingers out of his mouth.
Oh, I feel you, sister.
That's beautiful. Geraldine.
My gratitude goes out to the Yummy Combs team as well. I'm so grateful for them, every single one of them, the work that they do, the research they've done. I know how hard it is to hit the streets when you create a category, and they're just amazing. All of you are incredible, and I'm so glad to not only work with you, but to call you friends. And I will always appreciate everything you've done for forever. So
Thank you. Very generous, Geraldine.
I'm very grateful.
Today, who's on my mind are my co-authors, Chris and Suhei Parandi, who helped do the big book of tricks for the best dog ever. He gave me some tricks. I'm into shape. So big shout out to Chris and Suhei. I know we're going to be talking about having them on the show yet again tomorrow.
Definitely.
Well,
and I think that Spider's asking for his Yummy Comb. He just figured out something he didn't know we were keeping a secret, and he's really off at this point.
That's got to be it.
So we'll get some to you soon.
We've got a few
Spider.
shout outs from you guys. Oh, we already talked to Claudia. Oh, wanted to know how to say Rafael's name. Yes, sir. Means writer or composer in Bengali.
That's cool.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Learn something.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Manish, hello, you guys. Where is Spider?
Spider is making his presence known right now.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Come on down here, buddy. Yeah.
Come on, Spider.
There you go. Into position.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. Hey, Robbie, who do you have on your show tomorrow?
I have Aaliyah Zobel Nolan, and she is the author of more than 150 books. And she's got a new book coming out, and we're going to be talking about all of her work in the cat industry and all of the cat titles that she's written. So I'm very excited for that for tomorrow.
Fabulous. As you know,
Fantastic.
every Wednesday, Robbie does From the Cat Box right here. So, thank you again, Dr. Joe and Paula Peters, for joining us on Dog Hugs. And thank you, all of you, for...
Thank you. Have a good day.
To the safety of your food, the foods you eat and the foods you give to your pets, starting right meow.
Right.